a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Central Bank, Chevy dealers of the Ozarks and your Missouri State Highway Patrol, who reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life as we continue our trip around the state. We go to North Platte High School, home of the Panthers, and head football coach Jared Quigley. Coach Quigley, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Coach, a tremendous season, maybe one of the bigger turnarounds in the state. 6-25 over the past 3 seasons, 12-1 this year. Kind of put a bow on this season for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's been a great season for us. Coming off of a 6-5 season last year, first winning season since 2011. We were kind of using that season to propel us into this one. So when I first came in, we hadn't won a game in 2 years, but there was a lot of talent here. And so, last year we went with the theme of all in, and I just wanted full commitment of the guys. And, week 2, we broke a losing streak against Maysville. And then we had a big turning point in our season, week 4, beating Penny in double overtime. And they were a good football team. And I think at that point, our kids started to believe that they could play with people. So going into this year, we adopted a theme of expect to win. And so anytime that our kids got on the field, that was the mentality. We were going out there to win ball games. And the kids have totally bought into that this year, really on both sides of the ball. We have some horses in the backfield. Our quarterback, Colton Kirkham, he does a really good job of leading our team. He throws the ball well. He runs it especially good. I got 2 big old backs, and then I got a line up front of really big physical kids, and they're also my defensive line. But we're excited that we get an opportunity to play for a state championship this week.
Take us through kind of last week's game. You played an 11-1 Milan team, and you win 54-34. Kind of walk us through that contest.
Yeah, going into that one, we knew it was going to be a really tough game. Milan had a lot of speed. They were physical up front, and they were really good at their scheme. So we knew that it was going to be a physical grudge match for us. They came out on us and drove the ball down the field a little bit. We ended up getting a big 4th down stop, but turned it right back over to them off of a fumble, and they went down and scored. We answered back relatively quick, ended up getting the lead 8-7. And then from there is a real back and forth ball game. They would go through a series, and we might get a 3 and out and make a punt, and then we might go down and score, but then they answered right back. And right there before halftime, we punched one in. They answered back within seconds, and then we did a 2-minute drill to go down the field and score and go up. I think 14 or 18 going into halftime. And then in the second half, we really kept things going. We opened up the second half with a good kickoff return and a big play right out of the half. It went down and scored, but that Milan team was tough. They kept answering back and forth with us. But I think ultimately we kind of warmed down in the middle of the 3rd or the 4th quarter, and we were able to create a little separation and come out with a victory there.
Going into the state championship game, you got a lot of things that you've got to prepare for. Number one, a very good Marionville team, but also just the atmosphere, the environment, and maybe some weather as well. What's your preparation been like this week?
Yeah, going into this one, we told our kids that it's a lot like playing ourselves. They have a big physical line up front. They got 2 really good backs. Their quarterback's a pretty dynamic kid. Defense, they are really aggressive. They run to the ball. They tackle well. So, we told the kids that we're going to have to clean up some of our mistakes that we had last week. Last week against Milan, we had some penalties and a couple turnovers that ended up hurting us. So, we told them we got to play a really physical game, a mistake-free, or what I would say a clean football game. But as far as the preparation goes, we're not prepping any different than we would for a normal game. I talked to the boys a little bit last night about just the championship experience and just enjoying that ride of the playoffs in the state and just soaking up the atmosphere. And I told them, I know you're going to be nervous on Friday, and it's a big old stadium. There's going to be a lot of people there, but at the end of the day, this is just another football game that we 13 times. So hopefully we address it in that standpoint, just as another football game.
And Coach, you might tell the listeners, the viewers, just a little bit about your background. I know you spent 6 or 8 years down in Southwest Missouri.
Yeah, so I'm a Kansas City native. I went to Staley High School and played underneath Hall of Fame coach Fred Richard. Was a part of his state championship team in 2011 at Staley High School. Once I graduated high school, I went down to Missouri State, PE major, and I knew I wanted to start coaching football. So I sent out some emails to different people around Springfield, and within about 5 minutes, I had a response from Anthony Hayes asking me to come in for an interview. I went in, met with Hayes. He offered me to come on staff with him, and I worked underneath Anthony Hayes there for 3 years at Parkview. And right as I was graduating college, he was getting the head coaching job down in Branson and really wanted to take me down to Branson. So I went down to Branson and worked underneath Hayes there, him and Travis Kegel for 5 years. Got some really good experience down there underneath those guys, and then came up here to North Platte to take on my first head coaching job.
Very good. So, Coach, as you look at this Marionville team on film, is there someone on your schedule that you can kind of compare them to, maybe an East Buchanan or maybe even Milan?
They are size and speed wise. They're a lot like East Buck and Mid Buck for that matter. But scheme wise, they're a lot like playing Lawson. And all those games were pretty tough for us this season.
What's the travel plans like? When are you guys heading out for that matchup? The kickoff is 3 p.m. on Friday. Do you go out that day, or are you gonna head down on Thursday?
We're gonna head out tomorrow. We got a little send off with the school district at about 9:30, and we plan to depart Dearborn 10:30.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Quigley, it's always great to catch up with you again. I really enjoyed meeting you at had our quarterback club up there a couple of times over at St. Joe, and you were part of it, I know, at least once. And but it was great to catch up with you again.
Yeah, thanks, Guy. I appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Hey, good luck at practice today, and good luck, safe travels for you and your community.
All right, thank you.
You bet. Jared Quigley, head football coach. Head football coach there at North Platte. We certainly appreciate him being part of the show. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cybercash. Visit ChevyCybercash.com.